Hello you beautiful Hello you beautiful HH people, my name is Gecko and welcome back to another video. So yeah, the season of Christmas is finally upon us, and what better way to celebrate it than a giant working sleigh inside of Minecraft. Yeah, I also made this behemoth here behind me that you can see, but I'm not going to be showing it to you guys yet. But if you want to see me do it in the next week or so, then yeah, subscribe and click that little notification bell so that you won't miss it. But back to why you're actually here, for the smaller, much easier to build sleigh that I'll be showing you guys today. Now I'm sure that you've had a good few seconds to take a look at this thing, but yeah, can we just appreciate it? I personally think it looks really cool, and especially this little Rudolph here at the front. And yeah, the size of the sleigh is actually solid. How cool is that? But yeah, if we update this observer here at the little tiers behind, then you should see this thing starts to fly. Isn't this the coolest thing that you ever saw? And something else that's a bit small, but I still think that it's pretty cool, is the fact that, well, this type of flying machine, the deer actually pulls the sleigh along. So it was a bit difficult to actually fit the engine into the small body of the deer. It would have been a lot easier to do it in the sleigh. But just because I wanted the deer to pull the sleigh, I managed to fit it in the front. But yes, sadly the render dragon seems to have a bit of an issue with moving blocks. And yeah, sadly they do flash white, but I'm confident, or at least I'm hoping, that Mojang will fix this pretty soon at least. Or I hope, because yeah, I like flying machines and flashing white isn't the most ideal conditions. But I mean, it's snowy after all. Let's just say it's the snow falling onto the flying machine. I don't know. But yeah, that's enough talk. You're here to see how to build this thing in your own world for Christmas. The first thing that you want to do is to find yourself a nice flat area like this, and like all flying machines, you're going to need to build this at least one block above the ground, otherwise it will stick to the ground and it will go absolutely nowhere. But since it's a sleigh, I advise you to build it a few blocks up into the air, like about this height or that height, I would say. Now, unlike how I usually do my flying machine tutorials, this one is going to be like layered, so we're going to start from the bottom and build it up from there. So things might not make a lot of sense as you're building this, but trust me, everything should work in the end. And also, whenever I use slime blocks or I use honey, you also need slime blocks or honey. You can't just use just slime or just honey. You are going to have to require both of these blocks, because otherwise the whole machine will just stick to itself. Now that all of that's out of the way, let's get to building. Okay, so this first layer might be a bit tricky to build since you're going to have to do this in the air, but after the bottom layer is done, it does go a lot easier. Okay, but what you want to do is you want to pillar up and then place down 2 honey blocks like that, come to the front and place down a sticky piston like that. Then we're going to do this a few more times, so 2 honey blocks, sticky piston facing towards the honey block, 2 more honey blocks, a sticky piston facing towards it, and for the last time 2 more honey blocks but with no sticky piston. So in total you're going to use 3 sticky pistons like that. Next, grab your observers and place one over here facing towards the honey block, and place down another one over here, and lastly you want to place another one in there. Now you want to count out 3 blocks just like this. Don't mind that, it will just kind of spasm like that because we're updating the observer, but it's not the end of the world. So build out 3 blocks and place down another observer, and now you can just destroy these guys. Now if it breaks like that, just power and depower these pistons until the thing starts to work again. And if this happens, yeah, just rebuild it. But in the 2 times I rebuilt it, this is the first time that actually happened. So yeah, But now that we have our 3 block space, we're going to place down 2 honey blocks, a sticky piston, 2 honey blocks, a sticky piston, 2 honey blocks, a sticky piston, and 2 more honey blocks. And then we're going to do 2 more observers as well. Just face them into this honey block that's behind the pistons. Now we're going to go to the front and count 2 in like that, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then place down a block. So at the 9th position you're going to place down a spruce. What is this? Oh, it's a dark oak wood plank. Leave a 1 block gap and place another oak plank, and then you want to leave a 3 block gap and place another oak plank and another oak plank over there. No, do not destroy that like I did. You want all 4 of these hooves to be here. Now we're going to move on to the second layer. So what you want to do is place down honey blocks on all 4 of those blocks, and then fly over to the sleigh part. Okay, so once we're here at the back, we're going to place down a honey block and another honey block so that it forms like this kind of corner, and do the same thing on the other side so you have kind of these 2 things pointing inwards. Next, grab a normal piston and place them like that on top of those 2 observers. Then grab yourself some observers and place 2 of them just like that in those 2 positions. And grab yourself some slime and just place it 2 slime on either side so that we still have a hole over here and a gap over here. Now, like I said, if I use slime, you need to use slime. If I use honey, you need to use honey. Now we're going to fly all the way to the back of this machine and just build 2 honey blocks up like that for the kind of just ending of the sleigh. Layer 3. Okay, so find your way to the front of the kind of sleigh and place down 2 slime blocks on those 2 blocks, and grab 2 sticky pistons and place them over there. Next, grab your honey blocks and place 2 of them just like that. Place down 2 observers facing upwards. Leave a 1 block gap and place a honey block just like this. Place down another sticky piston on both sides and 2 more honey blocks. Next, grab yourself some concrete and place them all the way to here, just 1 block in front of the observer. And yeah, do the same thing on the other side. Now it's important to leave this block blank, otherwise we're going to try to push too many blocks. Lastly, place down a honey block here and here. Now back to the deer. Place 3 honey blocks across and 1 over here. Then we're going to place down a sticky piston facing towards that honey block, and then place down 2 honey blocks on those 2 legs and a redstone block just like that. Now on to the 4th layer. Okay, so here over at our deer, we're going to place down 2 honey blocks. Then what we need to do is to place down an observer over there with a normal piston, with a piece of honey over here, with an observer on both sides, and then place down 2 normal pistons just like this so that you have a gap in the middle here. Now we're going to move back to our sleigh part and grab honey. Just a reminder, it seems that at some point I accidentally broke a honey block that needed to go here, so just double check that you do have a honey block that connects these 2 parts on both sides of the front. Okay, grab your honey and place down 2 honey blocks going backwards just like this, and grab yourself some slime and place down 2 slimes on top of there, and place down an observer facing upwards in that position. Grab your honey once again and place 2 down over there with 2 sticky pistons that is connected to 2 pieces of honey on either side, with 2 observers on both sides facing downwards into those 2 sticky pistons, so that you have something like this. Then leave a 1 block gap and place down honey blocks and also slime blocks. Grab your red concrete again and build all the way to the front and also on this block gap, so that we kind of have this kind of curve going on. And repeat this on the other side as well. No, not like this. You only want a 1 block overhang on the back and the front side. Layer 5. Okay, so grab your observers, and in this little gap that we left over here, on top of that we're going to place down 2 observers that point backwards. Then we're going to place down 2 sticky pistons and 2 slime blocks going back. Then we're going to leave a 1 and a 2 block gap and place down 3 slime blocks over there with a sticky piston facing into the slime block over there. Then it's a slime block, 2 honey blocks and a sticky piston. Another slime block, another sticky piston, 2 more slime blocks on either side of that sticky piston, and then 2 sticky pistons facing towards those 2 slime blocks that you just placed. Place down a slime block in the center of that little gap and place down another sticky piston and another slime block and another sticky piston facing into that slime block. Then we're going to place down 2 slime blocks and build a sticky piston connected to that, and 2 more slime blocks and a sticky piston. Now we'll come back to the deer in a second. Let's just finish up the back end of the sleigh. So grab your honey again and place down 2 pieces of honey on both sides, so that we have this nice kind of curl going on the, like, what do you even call these these things, like rails? I don't know, I don't live in a snowy place. But yes, at the back place down 3 pieces of red concrete on both sides. Then we're going to place down a few bone blocks all the way until here. And can I just say that bone blocks have the best sound? I mean, just listen to this. Beautiful. But yeah, this 2 block gap you're going to fill in with some more red concrete. And like almost everything in this build, we're going to repeat this on the other side as well. And yeah, these bone blocks don't need to face upwards, but I just found they look the best when they face upwards. Now we're going to move to the front part of our flying machine, and we're going to place down an observer on top of that observer facing towards here with a honey block on top of that. Then grab another observer facing away from that honey block, facing towards a normal piston. Then you want to leave a 1 block gap and place down a honey block. We're nearly there. We're moving on to layer 6 now. So for this, place down another honey block on top of there and place down 2 pieces of dark oak and a redstone block. Moving towards the back of the machine, we're going to place a temporary block there and place an observer facing downwards into this slime block, and do this a few more times on this piston as well. Just place down an observer and place down another observer over here, and then we're going to quickly break this sticky piston and place down an observer in that position as well, and place back our sticky piston. So in total you should have 4 observers placed in this fashion. Now once again we're going to grab our bone blocks and place them on either side of our sled, and then place down 3 blocks of slime just like this. Now grab yourself an observer once again, and then we're going to temporarily remove this sticky piston just so we can get down here, and place an observer facing downwards into this piston and place back our sticky piston just like that. Now at the very back once again we're going to place down 2 red concrete, 2 bone blocks over there, and place down an observer on those 2 pistons with a sticky piston in front of those and a honey block on top of those sticky pistons. Now onto our second to last layer, we're going to place down 2 honey blocks over there and place down a bone block on the sides, and then place down a bone block there and a bone block there. Then we're going to ignore all of this and go to the front and place down 3 honey blocks over there, just like this. And then grab yourself dark oak wooden stairs and place them over there. And for our last layer, we're going to need some dark oak fences and just place them on top of those 2 honey blocks. And believe it or not, now you are done. So to make this thing move forward is quite easy. All that you need to do is to grab yourself a flint and steel and move to this observer at the back end of our tier. And simply update this observer by igniting it. And if you have done everything correctly, you should see the flying machine now start to fly. I have to say, here from the ground it actually looks pretty cool moving through the sky like that. And yes, to stop this thing, all that you need to do is to place a immovable object like obsidian in front of our deer's nose. Now if you have stopped your machine and you want it to fly once again, very important, make sure that you remove the obsidian, and also you need to power and depower this piston, otherwise it will not work. But if you have done that again, then the machine should work fine if you reignite it. So yeah, it's very important that you repower that piston. So yeah, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and to subscribe if you're new around here so you don't miss the big mega sleigh. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I will see all of you again in the future with a brand new video. Cheers!